The Vice Chairman of the Task Force, Mr. Pittenger of North Carolina, is recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Fitzpatrick and Ranking Member Lynch, and to the distinguished panel before us today. Mr. Chairman, I am particularly grateful for today's hearing, which will focus on the illicit finance operations in South America. As you know, a delegation from this task force recently visited Colombia, Panama, Paraguay, and Argentina to meet with government officials and view firsthand the problems that they face in South America. When I was in Argentina, I had the pleasure of meeting with one of the distinguished panelists, Mr. Mariano Federici. Mr. Federici is an outstanding public servant, a representative of the Argentinian people. Mr. Federici's role with Argentina's government gives me great hope and certainty of Argentina's serious commitment about combating illicit finance operations. Furthermore, I'd like to highlight that Mr. Federici will be participating with us in a parliamentary security conference that I'll be hosting in Vienna in 2 weeks, where he will be able to share his work before parliamentarians from over 25 countries. Thank you for your continued partnership with us on these issues and your willingness to participate in the forum. Back in October, I co-hosted a similar security forum here in Washington and with another panelist, Mr. Braun, who also participated. Mr. Braun, it's great to see you back here again in Washington. Thank you for your continued work and dedication to these issues. Mr. Chairman, thank you, and I yield back.
Vice Chairman, Mr. Pittenger is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Federici, our objective is to assist you in any way possible as you emerge as a major regional leader in our efforts to counter illicit finance. What else can be done that you would like to see from the United States, specifically related to an OTA presence? Would that be important? And just kindly give us your insights and what would help you be successful.
Thank you very much for your question. Well, I think to begin with, I have to express my appreciation for the support that the United States is already providing to our new government in Argentina. The presence of President Obama, I think less than 2 months ago, with the early arrival of President Macri was a very strong political sign of support. And the presence of Jennifer Shasky, FinCEN's former now director, in Argentina a couple of days before the arrival of President Obama was a very strong support to my job. I think that type of international and political support is very important to not only to motivate us to continue the work in the right track, but also to show a sign to the rest of the region and the world that we can work as partners and allies. I also think your support is fundamental in helping us raise awareness, particularly on the importance of addressing terrorist financing risks in our country and in our region. I would like to see the presence of U.S. officials more often coming to Argentina, helping us convey the right message in Buenos Aires, in the tri-border area, and I hope to be able to team up in partnership with our Brazilian and Paraguayan counterparts in those efforts as well. Now, we also need technical assistance, and I think that's where OTA support through the Department of the Treasury's OTA support can be of great help. We had a first mission to conduct a diagnostic of the situation at the FIU and the broader AML-CFT system, and we're looking forward to receiving their support, particularly to strengthen our AML-CFT supervisory capabilities. Because apart from being an intelligence agency, we're also a regulator for the entire financial system, and our main role is to protect financial integrity, and that's where I think OTA can really add value to our work. We also need technology, and unfortunately, over the past 10 years, there has been little investment in technological resources, and this really affects our capacity to conduct sophisticated analysis. And I think that's where the United States can also help us come closer to providers and companies that can offer solutions to our current challenges. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would like you to weigh in some more on the tri-border area. And as we went to the tri-border area, of course, it's very open, and did not see any presence of any law enforcement there, and just free flow of individuals and traffic. And what do you see, Mr. Braun, and all the panel can weigh in on this. We have about a minute and a half left in my time, but what do you see that can be done specifically to address the tri-border area?
Well, what it really comes down to is if not ungoverned space, undergoverned space, places like the tri-border area. And it's important to understand, Congressman, that both transnational organized crime as well as terror organizations are attracted to those areas because they can thrive in those areas. They can operate with impunity because of a lack of law enforcement resources and other security forces. And really a lack of any type of meaningful judicial process whatsoever, or, the more raw side of power, almost a total lack of any kind of a military or other security presence. So they're attracted to those areas because, again, they can operate with impunity in those areas. What I was tried to touch on in my opening remarks is one thing that we can do is, we can help our foreign counterparts, I believe, develop their capacity, both criminal investigative, organized, think of it this way, anti-organized crime capacity and judicial capacity to attack these threats. And I believe that, things like task forces, international task forces can be brought to bear in places like the tri-border area to help to, if nothing else, monitor and collect intelligence that is enormously important to efforts, outside of that area.
Thank you. My time's expired.